We have the feud between Iyanya and Ubi Franklin as Ubi calls him a liar and releases legal agreement. Now, this story is very, I don't know. I mean, I know Ubi is not going to see an interview like that and let it go, knowing Ubi for how he uses social media and what he uses social media for, you know, but he's coming out with facts. I mean, he's coming out with documents to say, you sold your shares, because he was saying he never sold any of his shares, and that he was not named as the co-owner of the MMG, right? But this document is clearly saying that you are an artist under it, and you're also CEO for this record label. So the back and forth is just...
Well, actually, it wasn't even CEO, it was director.
No, I saw Chief Executive Officer. I hope I'm not wrong.
No, that's Ubi.
In the document.
That's Ubi.
Oh,
he was director, because when he dropped his resignation letter, he said, I, Iyanya, blah, 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 hereby resign from being the director of Made Men Music Group. You understand? So it was a directorial position, but being part of board of directors doesn't okay, I wouldn't say it doesn't necessarily make you the owner of a company, but it just means that you own a very what's it called, what's the word now, a very significant share in the company. And yeah, so Ubi also showed the transfer of shares and their chat saying, are you sure you really want to sign this document? And he said, oh yes, it's ready to proceed, blah, blah, blah.
He was saying he wasn't going to sign it in the house.
At the end of the day, yeah, it makes Iyanya look very bad, because if all those documents are actually out there, the signatures are there, then it means Ubi is the one saying the truth. Unless Iyanya has a counter document to present to us to make us feel like, okay, none of this happened. I never signed this document. My signature was forged. I didn't transfer anything. These are all fake documents, and they can prove it in court. Then maybe we'll listen to Iyanya. But for now, I think Ubi is in the right.
Okay, but while Iyanya was giving this interview, he sounded like you wouldn't find any paperwork. Like it was a situation of, oh, my guy, we're running this thing, and then the business just picks up from there, and you expect that you should, whoever you're working with should understand that you're part of the game, and then suddenly you're not part of it, you're not seeing your name. So I'm surprised to actually see documents that shows that he's part of it. I feel like there's so much in it. And another part of me feels like Iyanya knew this was going to happen, because being close to someone like Ubi, I mean, we that are not close to him knows that you will not come out to say anything about Ubi online and he will not respond. Like, that is not his style, you know. So I feel like this is some form of charades to make sure he's everywhere, and then he finally comes out to tell us.
Well, one thing I could tell you for a fact from an inside source is that Iyanya is planning a tour real soon. He's promoting new music.
He's under Temple, is it Records or Music now?
Yeah, I don't even know what they ends with, but I know it's Temple because they keep referring to a record label called Temple. And he's working on new music, new projects. He's done new stuff that a lot of people haven't heard, but I've had the first chance opportunity to listen to his new works. So it's also possible that Iyanya is also doing all of this to stay relevant, and when new stuff drop, people would obviously want to stream and hear what's new with Iyanya. And he has his followership, he has his supporters. So whatever it is, I think if Iyanya has some proof that none of this happened, it needs to come out, because Ubi has played his parts. Ubi is not my favorite guy, but the fact that he came out with evidence, it's beyond reasonable doubt.
See how this plays out. So like I said, I feel it's a base that he knew Ubi would definitely catch up on.